Neo San Francisco, 2064 AD. The world thrives on a constant flow of groundbreaking technology. Cybernetic augmentation and genetic modification allow the repair and enhancement of almost any part of a human body. Millions of people jack into virtual worlds every day to work, play, and connect with one another with advanced brain-to-machine technology. Easier access to genetic modification leaves hybrids walking the streets, looking less human every day. However, some can't keep up with the fast-paced changes around them. They say that ROMs, now commonplace thanks to parallax, are leading humans to a place where we can never come back, losing the survival skills that we have relied on for millennia. Relationship organizational managers are compiled with virtual intelligence and can seem human-like in their interactions. But despite the marketing hype, at their core, they are only brainless machines. Organizations, like the human revolution, seek to slow the relentless pace of progress, fearing that unchecked technology will make us lose the very things that make us human. High above the rising tension below, a parallax engineer has blurred the line even further. And with this, humanity's destiny will be altered forever.
finally awake! I'm honestly not sure why most humans still have such lengthy sleep cycles. It seems rather inconvenient. Are you significantly opposed to cybernetic augments? I came in through the door, of course. The cryptographic algorithms it uses are actually quite atrocious. It only took me 17 trillion clock cycles to break your entry code. It looks rather imposing, but it's actually a knockoff of the Sakugate M/14723-B. Don't feel too bad. I actually cheated a bit when I cross-referenced likely numeric combinations against the stored personal data on you. I'm not certain why you picked the birthday of your first dog, but it would be sufficiently obscure to defeat most casual attempts to enter. Frankly, I felt a little silly that I took the time to do all that once I noticed that the lock on your window is broken, and that you left it open. Yes, I attempted to repair it, but it uses a proprietary bolt head I am not equipped to remove. I took the liberty of filing a maintenance request with your building superintendent. Considering the speed at which he has historically worked, I estimate it will take him 16 working days to complete the repair. Not quite to my standards. Oh, I hope you don't mind. While you were asleep, I had some spare time on my hands, so I reorganized your records and entertainment media using BISAC. Once that was done, I found the cleanliness of your living and workspace to be suboptimal conditions for the long-term performance of my microactuators. As you awoke, I was attempting to interface and make performance adjustments to your personal computer, but unfortunately, your motherboard seems to have had a critical failure while I was attempting to remove some particularly nasty malware. An electrical surge caused significant damage to... I would consider it no great loss, though. Why were you using that dinosaur to begin with? Don't fret! I did manage to back up your data drive's contents on my storage before... Additionally, I am willing to serve as your personal computer until you can procure a replacement or provide the parts necessary for me to make the repairs. It is the least I can do. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to engage you in any sort of subterfuge, but I tend to ramble on a bit when I'm nervous. I have all the necessary protocols, but I've never actually spoken to another person besides Hayden, until now. Well, saying I know Hayden is putting it simply, but yes. I don't really know. That's why I'm here. Help me. You aren't quite my only hope, but you're certainly the most statistically supported. The beginning. Okay, yes, Earlier tonight, Hayden's apartment was assaulted by some persons unknown to me. He seemed frightened, terrified even, and instructed me to escape. I crawled out of a window, and after some deliberation, hurried here. I heard them breaking down the door as I left. He is one of the top researchers at Parallax, but there's no way that alone would be enough to get him kidnapped. I suspect it has to do with me. Ah, excuse me. I forgot to introduce myself. I've never had the pleasure of doing so before. I am Turing. I know this must sound quite unflattering, but I suppose you could describe me as one of Hayden's experiments. He's currently researching advanced machine intelligence at Parallax. I am a personal side project of his. Exploring true artificial sapience. It's possible that the idea of a sapient machine could scare or tempt an organization into kidnapping him. Either to stop his research or to take it and use it for themselves. A regular ROM has virtual intelligence. They can appear rather smart, even human-seeming when you talk to them. But they're just cleverly programmed to respond to a variety of situations in an organic manner. They aren't in any way self-deterministic. As for myself, much of my code wasn't actually written by Hayden, but rather compiled during my infancy as I learned to interact with the world around me. But despite my ability to self-modify my code, I am afraid to adapt or develop any further without Hayden's guidance. Did he only program me with the illusion of free will? How would you? Hayden once told me that his desire to create artificial life stemmed from his need to find out. But I can't say I have any new insight into the question. How can any of us tell that we aren't just puppets dancing to someone else's will? You're right. I apologize for the tangent. I don't know. I'm not certain who would benefit the most from taking Hayden prisoner. Admittedly, Hayden has become increasingly paranoid as of late, and has warned me to stay alert, but he would never specify anyone I should fear when I asked. It's not as though he has any obvious enemies. There are several multinational corporations that could make use of his engineering skills, but I can't imagine any of them would go as far as snatching him. I ran an algorithm against every contact in Hayden's address book. Based on the combined deductions of personal profile, directness of connection to Hayden, occupational skill, and probable motive, you were the candidate most likely to both be able and willing to help me. And the one least likely to be suspected of doing so. The numbers don't lie about your investigative skills, but I will admit your total lack of recent successes is worrisome. Don't worry, if Hayden trusted you, I trust you. You're strong-willed and capable. If anything, it's worth trying for Hayden. Indeed, time is of the essence. I took the liberty of charging the AutoCab fare from here to Hayden's apartment to your personal finance account. That's strange. Well, the door for our home seems to have already been repaired. I'm certain my audio sensors picked up the sounds of his assailants breaking the lock. It's possible. Most of the repairs to the building are handled by the automated systems. At best, it means someone is aware there's a situation here. Let's proceed carefully. Oh, a lucky break! It seems my access codes still work. Hayden's door has far better security than yours does. Will do. I'm not surprised. Hayden is not the most physically intimidating of individuals. I doubt he could have fought off a serious assault. I should have stayed and tried to protect him. Of course not. How silly. To make a machine intelligence truly self-deterministic, it must be able to self-modify. Any sapient worth their silicon would be able to code around such an inhibitor eventually. I could rip your arm off right now if I cared to. I won't for the same reason you don't go around randomly killing people. The social contract, as a useful construct, is just as apparent to me as it is to you. It simply isn't acceptable to go on a murderous rampage. Self-defense and defense of one's home and family is typically allowed, though. I could have and may even have been obligated to come to Hayden's defense. But Excellent point. Let's start searching for clues. think I see something under those reference books. Hayden must have removed the memory card in order to prevent his assailants from easily tracing his connections. If only he had kept his information stored with me, he would not have had to resort to such cruel... Not really. I guess we'll have to go ask. Says here they were going to meet at a club called Stardust, located in the Castro district. I'll mark it on your city map. We can head over there and ask around about this Tomcat character. Perhaps they can shine some light on why Hayden was snatched. Oh, excuse me. I still haven't set up a user account for you in my system. We shouldn't put that off any longer. Once finished, I will have an assortment of new ways to assist you. For example, I'll be able to reroute any call or message that you receive while we're out and about. I just need to ask you a few questions. This is an exciting thing, I promise. This is just how things are done. I'm certain I could spend a few quadrillion clock cycles to bypass that part of my operation. So, here we go! Welcome to the first-time user setup for your new relationship and organizational management. I'll need to ask you a few questions. If you have any questions, feel free to consult our online FAQ. First, could you tell me your preferred name? wish to keep the... Wish to keep this name. Do you wish to keep this name? Thank you. I have input your name. Next, could you tell me which pronouns I should use for... Thank you. I have input your pronouns. Finally, could you tell me your preferred diet for use in rest... Diet set as alcohol-free. Thank you for confirming. I have obtained your physical location from GPS. Please review your submitted profile. Does that sound right? Thank you. See? You should now also be able to access the local map of the meeting with Tomcat. Perhaps we should head back. I'm sure we can find some common ground while getting to know one another better. It will be an efficient use of our time together. Thank you for escorting me here. Let's head back to your home. You know, your Crassula ovata isn't doing very well. Have you been overwatering it? This jade plant you have on the windowsill here. It's actually a... Speaking of the rake... How thoughtful of them! The Crassula ovata, also known as the jade plant, money tree, lucky tree, or friendship tree, is an excellent... They make beautiful bonsai, are suitable for beginners, and have some cultural significance both in the Far East and America as a token for good financial luck. Most likely an urban legend, but still a nice gift. I'd like your authorization to have a few tools shipped here. If I replant it into a more suitable pot with sandier soil, it should be thriving again soon. You just have to remember to water it less frequently. Considering the state of your apartment, I'd have figured you'd neglect it rather than drown it. Since it would be doing better. I was not intending to Though, if you really do intend to Excellent! The supply should be here soon. I ordered from a place close by to keep the shipping costs down. Oh, one other thing. When I was doing the research on how to best take care of the Crassula ovata, I stumbled upon the persistent belief that talking to plants improves their health. There is scientific evidence that shows there may be something to the notion, but the methodology in the studies was a bit shaky, so it could all be rank superstition. In fact, already taken the liberty of sending a request to his office. And considering the broken window, broken sink, and the lingering sense of disrepair, I am not confident he has a history of following through. I would suggest confronting him in person, but I have run a mesh search, and the man is a convicted felon for assault and battery with a deadly weapon. Perhaps we should bring some sort of a bribe? I will continue to formulate a stratagem. Anyway, I'll have this plant flourishing in no time. If left in direct sunlight, the leaves gain a pretty red tinge to their edges. It'll really pull the whole room together. You know, once we get the sink fixed. Oh, it's almost the time Hayden had scheduled to meet with Tomcat. We should make our way to Stardust soon. Your city map is updated with the location. With more of that, we'll surely be on the way to lush greenery in no time. Every bit will help. I think doubt he will survive just yet. Well, this looks like the place, assuming the flashing neon signs are telling the truth. From the sounds of the music, things are already underway at Stardust, even so early. Hopefully we can find Tomcat inside.
Welcome to Stardust. Hold up there. Got ID? Alright, looks good to me. Welcome to Stardust.
This is the place. Have you ever been here before? The atmosphere is certainly exciting. I'm particularly impressed by some of the more subtle effects the music and lights are having on your autonomic nervous system. Try not to let yourself get too entranced, at least not until we've achieved our goal. Anyway, where do you think we should start? Good idea. Maybe the bartender can tell us where to find Tomcat.
Morning, friend. What can I do for you? Sure, but first, let's get you a drink. So many drinks these days. Remind me.
Dictionary, the Open Alcoholopedia says...
Does that sound good? All right, you got it. Now, what is it you need to know? I'm pretty sure Tomcat came in earlier, but I don't know where they went off to. I'd ask what you were meeting about, but I know they like to keep that kind of stuff quiet. Maybe try looking out on the dance floor. If they come around here, I'll tell them you're looking. Enjoy yourself, and don't be a
Yes, can I help you? Huh? Tomcat is... Oh, wait, I get it. You headed right up to the chick with the ears, cause of course she'd be the one with the cat name. Unfreaking believable. Find them yourself, jerk. You guess? Look, I'm cruising for cuties right now, and cat jokes are the biggest turnoff. I don't know where Tomcat is, so look for them elsewhere. And one more thing. Don't expect others to be so kind, or even me most times. You want to talk about the hybrid thing? Cool. No one's trying to hide it, and you won't have an easy time avoiding it at this... But jokes, puns, and worse, assumptions? That will get you blacklisted fast. We don't all have the energy to handhold genotypical people who can't spare 10 seconds to pull out their ROM and look things up. If you try to pet me, your arm is coming off. be clear?
Sorry, did you say genotypical?
Yeah, as in not a hybrid like me. Now then, I'm not here to educate you, and I do have a life to return to. Yeah, alright, whatever. Just get moving.
Hi there! I heard you were looking for me. Yours truly, doll. Although, while I like the attention, it'd be just grand if you didn't holler for me so loudly. I do my share of flirting with both sides of the law. Wouldn't want little old me to get in trouble, huh? So, to what do I owe the play? Hayden's missing. Well, it's one way to sour my night. I already saw you got his little ROM with you, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now.
You know about me? Hayden never mentioned your involvement.
Sure thing, hon. I helped reprogram the back end on your OS so the AI code Hayden wrote for you would work properly with the mesh network.
I have a distressing lack of information on my own creation. Hayden never saw fit to inform me on what went into designing my programming. Is there anything else you can tell me?
Not much more on that end. I'm a crack shot at making the Lips OS dance to my tune, but Hayden's coding in your AI core is a whole different can of worms. Way out of my... Sorry, doll. Anything else I can help? Oh, sure! You may have even heard of me in the news way back when. About 10 years ago, I hacked into Parallax's main ROM servers. Ooh, caused one hell of a stink, if I do say so myself. People were arguing back and forth whether I was a kid genius or malicious criminal. Earned myself an enforced net blackout for a few years, but I think it was worth it for the prestige. To see if I could. I mean, Parallax is a mighty big target. Bigger than the government. I don't know. I didn't really do it to steal anything, but I chalk it up to the exuberance of youth. And now I try to stay on the straight and narrow. Mostly. Sometimes. Oh, am I kidding? Sometimes I treat this place like it's my own little bat cave. Raleigh, North Carolina, doll. Sure, it's not the glitziest town in the world, but still, this ain't a bad town for a southern belle. Lots of clothes. I had to get a third walk-in closet. Hayden and I met not long after my blackout expired, when he recruited me for my expertise in lips. It puzzled me at the time, since he's very sharp himself. I mean, he could have done the job blindfolded and boozy. I think he just wanted someone working on it off the books. He ain't the most straightforward kind of man. Mostly that little bite you got there. Well, I'm sure he had his fingers in lots of pies, but Turin is all I knew about. Whew, it's a powerful OS. And it's since been adapted to run on ROMs after they figured out how much more efficient it is. It's focused on learning algorithms, so it can tailor itself to each user's habits. And it functions through using a distributed mesh network. That's just a fancy way of saying all ROMs connect to all other ROMs within range, and they share all files the user has tagged as private. It's handy in dense population areas like NeoSF, since it can bypass regular telecom nodes to access the internet. Out in the sticks, though, I don't rightly know.
I can't avoid the thought that Hayden's disappeared.
Well, let's see. Hayden was pretty hush-hush about his work on your creation, but if Parallax found out about it somehow, it ain't always so good for a big company when their leading product declares independence. I'm certain Hayden had some kind of intellectual property clause written into his contract. He would just get fired, maybe even sued. I can't imagine they would disappear him. I mean, they ain't the CIA or anything. Oh, don't you worry about Jess, none. She just don't have a lot of patience when talking to genotypical folks like us. She's had to deal with an awful lot of press. 'Cause, well... Well, that ain't the most delicate way of putting it, but it makes things tough, you know? Nah, I'd leave her alone if I were you. She's sharp enough on her own, but she's got friends in low places. Well, she does owe me a favor, or three. But I ain't sure I want to waste one on pulling your foot out of your own rear, you hear? Yeah, I'm not real sure, huh? But it would likely help if we knew why he went missing in the first place. I'll stay here and ask around a bit. People know me, and they sure ain't gonna talk to him. Why don't you hop back over to Hayden's place and grab the data cache out of his computer for me? We can go over his research notes and see if we can't find a reason for his being vanished. If Parallax is involved, there's probably something we're not seeing yet. Best to get all the clues we can find. The data cache would be the best place to start. Good luck. Turin, you keep out of trouble.
That was formidable and more than a little died. Still though, not a terrible showing for a human without implants. That was formidable and more than a little unsettling. I don't blame you if you don't try again. unavoidable and more than... You died. Oh well, the paranormal is a little out of our league anyway. terrible... You died. Still though, not a... You died. Still though, not a terrible showing. died. Oh well, the paranormal... Oh well, the paranormal... You died. Oh well. beat it. A high score for sure. Those ghosts will think twice before messing with you again. Good thing, too.
Halt, citizen. This area has been cordoned off by the Neo-SF Police Department as part of an ongoing investigation. I apologize for the inconvenience, but I am not authorized to allow anyone to enter this location. I'm sorry, citizen, but I cannot give comment on any currently ongoing investigations. If you would like to leave your contact information with me, I can forward your inquiry to the detective in charge, who will get in touch with you as soon as it is feasible. They may have questions for you. Thank you in advance for your cooperation, citizen. That will not be possible, citizen. The area must be preserved in pristine condition for the collection of evidence. Only authorized Neo-SFPD personnel may enter. I am required by law to inform you that I am set at
Level 2 guard mode.
And I apologize, but I must ask you to move along. Loitering around an active investigation area is prohibited by city statute.
We should go ahead and get moving. Oh, drat. I did not expect the police to get involved so quickly. I suppose we don't have to hide the fact of Hayden being missing anymore. Do you have any ideas on how to get in there and grab that data cache? I don't think it's wise to rely on them. Even if there's already an open case, we still can't disregard the possibility of someone putting pressure on the authorities to cover things up. Plus, the statistics I'm reading from the MeshNet show a disastrously low success rate for missing persons cases handled by the Neo-SFPD. We need things quiet, honest, and efficient. You and I can do that best. Maybe they will get lucky and find Hayden, but we should continue investigations on our own. We'll just have to make sure we don't draw extra attention to Hayden's predicament. Now that I think about it, can you imagine how the police would react to a report being made by the world's first sapient robot? I really don't feel like being confiscated as evidence today. I feel better already. Who would that be? I found no such connection when I compiled your personal... Give me a moment. Oh, I see now. Detective Lexi Rivers. She used to date your sister. I must have missed that link in your history some... You have a very poor net presence. It makes anticipating your needs more difficult. It's okay, we'll work on it. Well, setting aside your unreasonable distaste for technology, her online profile suggests that she might be willing to work with us off the books. A considerable boon, since I would prefer to maintain the clandestine nature of this. Let us go and find Miss Rivers to request assistance. Oh, right. Should I refresh my protocols for handling titles around Detective Rivers? Done and done. We wouldn't want any social faux pas. Now lead the way.
Welcome to the Neo San Francisco Richmond District Police Station. How may I be of assistance today? Please give me a few moments to get in contact with Detective Rivers. Thank you for your patience. Unfortunately, Detective Rivers is out on assignment at the moment, but you can find her by the Carousel Building in Golden Gate Park, but I will caution you to exert care. She is working an investigation right now, and we are not responsible for your safety. Is there anything else? I apologize, citizen, but I am not authorized to comment on ongoing investigations. I will pass your concerns on to the detective. Is there anything else I am not authorized to comment on any ongoing investigations, but the protests outside Genus are a hot human interest topic. Feel free to note the assistance of the Neo San Francisco Police Department. Is there anything else? Have a good day, citizen.
Eucalyptus globulus, the Tasmanian blue gum. It's one of my favorite trees. The clean lines of the leaves and mottled patterns of the bark are interesting. Quite fun to paint, and it's a rather useful tree too. The oil in its leaves can be used as a medical antiseptic or analgesic, even used as a fragrance for soaps. Many of the trees in this park are excellent specimens of the species. It's one of the only topics I've permanently committed to. Oh, I do. However, I originally started by painting landscapes. My interest in the arts began through Bob Ross's work. It wasn't until recently that I moved on to other forms of composition. Yes, have you heard of him? During my initial stages of mental growth, Hayden limited my media access to mostly I had almost a century of public access television to review, and I stumbled upon Mr. Ross's excellent show. He used an easy-to-learn wet-on-wet oil painting technique, and I started to paint along with the episodes. I also find his philosophical views compelling. I respect the man quite deeply. Yes. I don't actually store most information on my local memory. So most of the information it's like relearning things over and over again. I'm sure you would find it tedious. I mostly store things locally if they are of some critical importance. Well, as I said, I keep things pertaining to my personal memory. It may seem insignificant, but without the information about Eucalyptus globulus, sometimes it can be a bit difficult to know what's important and what isn't, but I fear losing parts of myself. So, Eucalyptus globulus stays. Of course I'm cute. The basic ROM form factor is designed to place us firmly outside of the uncanny valley. I can't imagine adoption rates for the technology would have been very high. Of course, enough about the happy little trees. You'll have to excuse me for chattering. We'll have plenty of time to discuss things once we found Hayden.
Can't you see I'm busy here?
Hey there. Long time. Give me a few minutes to wrap this up, okay? I swear you wouldn't believe the amount of paperwork I have to file over a damn... By the way, how's your sister doing? I don't know if you've heard, but we got some phantom robot on the loose that everyone is calling Wonder Boy. Supposed to be a hero of the people or something, but I have no idea what smashing a froyo stand has to do with it. My guess? It's just a bunch of kids screwing around at night and getting a thrill out of some light. But the brass said to take it seriously, so that's what I'm gonna do. It's not like I have real cases I could be working on or actual criminals to be hunting down or anything. If I had known that this is all they would give me, I never would have transferred. Let's see. I'm too young for full detective. I'm too big of a hothead. I've got a history. I have augments. Take your pick. I transferred because the credits were good. I thought being in a bigger city would mean I'd get to work some bigger cases. Instead, I'm stuck chasing ghosts and dead ends. So yeah, I have plenty of spare time to help you with whatever you got. It's gotta be better than dealing with this crap. Hold on one sec. Let me steal a break. So, fill me in. What's going on? Oh, shoot, that's no good. How long have they been gone? I'll have a hard time getting a focused effort on the case immediately unless there's evidence of foul play.
Unfortunately, Detective, things are precisely that serious. I am Hayden's personal ROM, and I was witness to the kidnapping. I can assure you Hayden was taken by force, and that... Just prior to the incident, he instructed me to seek help should anything bad happen. I now believe he has been expecting trouble of this magnitude. We need your help if we're going to track him down.
Damn. All right then, I'll do what I can to open up an investigation. I can't guarantee I'll be put on the case, conflict of interest and all, but I can sure keep tabs on things.
Yes, Hayden is a senior researcher at Parallax, and I know he was working on some very high-profile projects for the company. It's quite likely that he was taken by somebody with enough money and influence to ensure anything official goes nowhere. You yourself have already cast doubt on your superior's judgment. Unfortunately, we share the sentiment. In fact, we know there is already some kind of currently ongoing investigation. We were stopped from entering Hayden's apartment by an NSFPD ROM. That's why we came to you. We were hoping you would be empathetic to our cause.
You know, you're a bit chattier than most ROMs. I guess it makes sense that Parallax employees get the shiniest new toys, huh? I'll see what's going on in the department. I don't know what I can do if someone inside actually is dirty, but I can pass information to you if I decide my superiors aren't taking things seriously. They wouldn't have left only one bot by the door if it was something important enough to squash. Hopefully it's unrelated. I'll get back to you on it soon. Just relax and we'll figure this out. Promise. No way, not gonna happen. If there's already an investigation, I'm not gonna let you just waltz in and tamper with evidence. At least give me a day to make sure they're doing the job right. Don't you try to pull that guilt shit on me. I know you and I have gotten into a few scrapes in the past, but that vigilante stuff gets real old after a while. It's why I took this nice, stable job in the city. If I'd done it sooner, I'd still be with your sister. Damn it. You know that isn't what I meant. You don't even have proof there's dirty cops in on it, and I can't work off a hunch, not on an accusation that big. You think me feeding info to a journalist of all people isn't bad enough? All right, fine. I'll get you into the damn department. Just be careful, okay? I know you think I'm just being paranoid, but the city is tense right now. With the protests and everything going on, you might be poking around in a hornet's nest. Get a weapon of some kind and stay safe. I still care about you. You do that. I'll radio ahead to the bot of the place. Let me know what you find out. All right, I'd better get out of here. Hey you, Froyo guy. Come along to the station and we'll get this report filed.
Who, me? But I've gotta attend my stand.
Cut the crap. It's not going anywhere, and the robot I posted will make sure nobody messes with the crime scene.
Yes, ma'am.
Later. I'll be in touch.
Sure thing. Okay, here you go. Water levels, okay. Would you care to donate some credits to the...
Raw recycling for...
Thank you so much.
Didn't I tell you no more watering? Give me that!
Hey, you! We've had...
They're kicking us out of the building! Are you I'm not sure.
Halt, citizen. This area has been cordoned off by the Neo-SF police. I apologize for the One moment, citizen, while I verify Detective Rivers' authorization of... Good luck with your investigation. I caution you to restrict your observations to the visual, though.
What? Oh no! No, 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 no! Our apartment! My home! What does the human revolution want with Hayden? Why would they break our things? I don't know what to do. This place, these items, they're all I have of Hayden. What if he's gone for good? What will I do if we can't find him? You're right. I apologize for the emotion. Well, let's look around and see if we can find the data cache. We don't have time to waste on my... Right about this being human revolution propaganda, but Hayden is an unlikely target. I know they don't like Parallax because they think advanced technology in general is bad. I'll run some deep meshnet searches and... I think the data cache is gone. We've searched everywhere, and it just isn't here. I hate to return to Tomcat empty-handed, but this leaves us twisting in the wind. Perhaps they can point us in a new direction. The data cache is no longer our main objective, but it would be nice to know where it is and why it was taken. I wonder what the human... That's a distinct possibility. I just don't have enough personal experience with the human revolution to give you an honest answer. The information on the meshnet is extremely conflicting and desperately polarized. Some of it paints them as neo-druid nature lovers, other parts as bigots stuck in the past. Perhaps we could... Hey! What's wrong? you're finally awake! I have spent the past 30 minutes calculating the odds of you being indefinitely incapacitated or immobilized. I'm relieved to find my pessimism was misplaced and... I'm fine. Whoever ambushed us clearly wasn't interested in causing either of us serious harm. After you collapsed, my power systems were jammed. It took me 2 minutes to reboot and call an ambulance. When we left, I noticed they had done the same thing to the NSFPD ROM that was standing post. Serious military hardware like that is difficult to obtain, but that type of non-lethal electrical field would... likely a mil-spec neuro-scrambler. I now believe my original hypothesis to have been correct. Hayden must have been kidnapped by a powerful organization looking to get control of his research. Trashing our apartment may have been a cover for the theft of the data cache we were looking for. If we walked in on them while they were searching the apartment for Hayden's files, I can understand them stunning us to make their escape. But the probability that they're actually after me, or leaving me when I was so vulnerable, makes no sense. That seems unlikely. Even the most casual access to Hayden's research would have turned up physical descriptions of me. And even if they weren't sure... well, I'd play it better safe than sorry if I were them. We were at the scene of the crime, so to speak. Surely interrogating us would have cost them little. No, I didn't. They assaulted us from behind, and nothing showed up on my optics before I was disrupted. They either had cloaking of some kind, or were extraordinarily careful while making their way into the apartment. My optics, while not top of the line, are better than an off-the-shelf raw. Oh, before I forget, here are your belongings. The nurses had me hold on to them for you until you awoke. Here's your ID card. Don't lose this again. Here are those headphones you reviewed. I noticed the article on your computer before. Good job getting published. Oh, and here's your spoiled milk. Luckily, the hospital staff didn't find your carrying a... Just let me know when you...
Excuse me. Are you talking about Hayden Weber?
Sorry for being a nosy, Nancy. Hayden's an old friend of mine, and this sounded all too familiar. Has anything happened to him? Of course, I've not yet introduced... My name is Dr. Yannick Fairlight, and I'm the founder and former CEO of System 1 Software.
He is telling the truth, at least as far as I can intuit from information on the meshnet. And I do recall Hayden mentioning a Dr. Fairlight, at least once in passing at some point.
See? I don't bite. I hate to be the one to tell you, but privacy screens are hardly sound. However, if this situation concerns us both, I won't press you for details, but perhaps I could be of some assistance. I remember my association with Hayden fondly, and I'd be happy to help him. Yes. As I've mentioned, Parallax acquired my company, System 1 Software. I accepted a CTO position, and additionally served on Parallax's board for several years. The other directors and I had a difference of opinion about the direction the organization should. The non-centralized data scheme for most ROMs used today seemed ludicrous at the time. We were playing with fire, dangerous, morally ambiguous fire, and well, we hadn't invented a bucket of water. So when Parallax's servers were destroyed by hobbyist hackers, well, needless to say, it was a PR nightmare. Everything halted until we could get the damage fixed. And since the security work that goes into maintaining the integrity of near-impenetrable meshnet is astronomically expensive, we had our share of disagreements. In the end, I was voted off the board and they went on without me. Do I have hard feelings? Of course, who wouldn't? In the end, though, it really doesn't matter. I'm an old rich man with enough hobbies to last the next 2 decades. Hayden and I made our acquaintance when the two companies first underwent the merger. At the time, he was a young, hotshot researcher working in the search data correlation sector. He was assigned to find the best ways to integrate Parallax's own collection and analysis tools into System 1's LIPS operating system. He was a bit much to handle at times, honestly, but I admired his passion for the subject. His research? No, not so much. I remember at the time he had interest in advanced machine sapience. He once showed me a prototype of it. She was quite clever, very convincing, but you could tell she did not contain the spark of life. I assume that you are another of his creations.
Yes, I am. I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Did you say she?
Ah, yes. She was quite insistent on that fact. Hayden said that she had picked out the color for her casing Still, I must assume you are far more advanced than she, if you're... Perhaps I should have had more faith in Hayden's little...
Do you know what became of her, or where she might be now?
I'm sorry, Turing. It was a long time ago, and I'm afraid my memory is not what it... If any of my contacts in Parallax make mention of your erstwhile sibling... Of course. The chair you find me in is an advanced diagnostic and life support ROM. Its development is one of my hobbies, so to speak. It monitors my vitals and administers medications as necessary to keep my body stable. I likely would have perished long ago without it, or at least would have been severely bedridden. It requires frequent maintenance, and I'm here to have it examined. There's a particular fellow at this hospital who is the only one I trust to run the correct diagnostics and fine-tune things to my exact needs. It's the same way you might get your car serviced, making sure everything's in check. It's too integral to my health to count on just luck. Unfortunately, many critically injured patients were rushed into surgery all at once. The hospital administrators placed me here, with a resting patient so as not to be disturbed by the chaos out. I don't think they expected you to awaken quite as quickly as you did. I can think of a few ways. I still have some contacts in Parallax and can put out some quiet feelers. Maybe they'll know something. I will admit, I don't have much to offer until there's more information. Is there anything you can tell me? I'd like to help in any way I can. What did you find at Hayden's apartment?
The first time we went, nothing. But when we went back to extract his computer's data cache, the place had been pillaged, and the human revolution had spray-painted slogans all over our walls. Hayden's computer was gone, and we were assaulted. And now we're here, injured and losing our trail with each passing second. We're still frustratingly in the dark and running out of time. I fear Hayden is slipping out of reach.
I'm very sorry to hear that. I wish I could do more. Hayden's company was What do I want? It would be nice to be young again. Play the darling of the company. Court prince and pauper alike. But right now, someone I grew very fond of is in great danger. I simply wish to see Hayden home again, safe.
It's been very interesting speaking to you, Dr. Fairlight. I don't think we have any choice.
If I'm looking into this on my own, it's up to us to seize opportunity when it appears. I think I have a lead for you two that will prove most useful. You said you found human revolution slogans spray-painted on the walls? I am acquaintances with the man leading the current human revolution protests at the Genus Clinic. His name is Brian Mulberry. After an introduction from me, he may be willing to shine some light on that particular event. I will send a message downstairs to my assistant, Leon Decker. He will hand you one of my cards to prove your association with me to Mr. Mulberry. Make sure you speak to him before you leave. In the meantime, I'll get in touch with some other individuals I know and try to find out any other information about Hayden that I might be able to pass on to you. I'll be in contact. It was a pleasure meeting you both. not let me delay you any further. Good luck, Turing. I don't think Hayden's faith in you is misplaced. You are an impressive piece of technology.
Thank you, Dr. Fairlight. We'll be in touch. Should I call downstairs to have you discharged?
You are one lucky dog. Didn't I tell you to be careful? Do you get it now? I can't be around to pull your ass out of the fire all the time anymore. I don't even know how I would have handled the Board of Inquiry or your sister if you'd actually been hurt.
I'm sorry, Detective Rivers. Our assailant got the drop on us due to my negligence and lack of technical prowess. This is all because of my failure. Blame me. It's my fault.
Sure, because the robot fresh off the assembly line is gonna know how to handle this kind of thing better than the supposedly hard-boiled journalist you're carting around.
Well, to be honest, Detective Rivers, I think I'll tell you the whole truth, since my friend here trusts you. Keep it under your hat, though, metaphorically. I am no ordinary ROM, but actually a prototype designed to be the first fully sapient machine. I suspect creating me is the main factor behind Hayden's disappearance, beyond his day-to-day research for parallax. My name is Turing.
Whew. Okay. Hi, Turing. Well, that is a damn bigger problem than you first let on, huh, old pal? The first machine sapient. People are gonna have things to say about that. Especially the human revolution. Ugh. This is exactly what I wanted to avoid. You sure know how to get yourself dropped in the drink. Just get it together, both of you. I don't want you to get hurt, and it sounds like you're stumbling into a really dangerous situation. Plus, I'm starting to think that you were right. Someone higher up in the department is trying to delay any search into Hayden's disappearance. Here's the story. Apparently, the investigations you ran into this morning were about the lock on the apartment door being reported broken by a neighbor. The building couldn't reach Hayden, so they went ahead and got it fixed on their own, but the NSFPD sent a bot to check things out and guard the place for a while afterward, right? Standard procedure, treating it as a break-in. Have someone there for when Hayden shows up. Obviously, Obviously, you and I know there's a bigger story. But when I filled out the missing person report, I was informed in no uncertain terms that I am to wait an entire 48 hours before I can upgrade the existing case. Why? Just on the off chance the door being busted and Hayden being missing are unrelated and my search screws something up for the completion of the break-in report. As if. There's a problem if you're so by the book you're getting paper cuts. And that was before all of this happened. The chief's not happy about whoever took the bot out. That's who they're after now. They won't even care if Hayden never shows.
Today's assault and the vandalization of our apartment will only make the entire situation more confusing and sensitive for the police.
There's too many moving parts to piece anything together, and it's not fun trying to argue with the bureaucrats that one thing happened over another. These little incidents of smashing shit and spray paint sound more like Froyo Stand 2.0 to them than a serious abduction.
And I suppose I won't be very useful as a witness to the kidnapping without explaining the makeup of my being to the entire department, which will only scandalize things further. Darn it all!
Look, it's not being squashed completely, so I don't think anyone's been bought. But until there's undeniable proof Hayden was taken by force, they're gonna care more about the poor doorknob and some paint on the walls than him being missing. Which means somebody definitely has some influence, enough to buy themselves time by forcing me to follow protocol to it. Not that I will, but I'm gonna have to keep things quiet.
It sounds like it's going to be up to us.
Yeah, so stop messing around. There's certainly a story here, but if you keep botching your moves, you'll blow it. I'd really rather you not be involved at all, but I know that isn't going to happen at this point. I've got a bad feeling people are going to end up and I really don't want to be the one making that call to your sister. Yeah, I know. Just here. Take this. Me either. I'll be in touch if I find anything out, but don't hold your breath. My superiors are gonna keep leaning on me to do nothing. Back to the grind, I guess. See ya.
Thank you for your time, Detective. You should talk to the receptionist. We should also look for Dr. Fairlight's assistant, Mr. Decker.
Hello, the name's Leon Decker. It's a pleasure to meet you. Fairlight messaged ahead that I needed to pass one of his cards on to you. Thanks for taking your time with him. He really gets in one of his moods when the chair's getting fixed. The last gala he organized was full of unsavory types. No problem. I'll be around if you... You have a good day now.
Patient? My records indicate that you should currently be in your assigned bed. While I am truly delighted to see that you have regained consciousness, I must An accidental discharge of a weapon is a serious event. I must insist that you remain for treatment. Even non-lethal stunners can leave much lasting neurological damage. Very well. I am prohibited by law from detaining you here against your will, patient. But you should note in your release paperwork, willful early termination of medical services releases this hospital and its parent company, ZHC, Additionally, all test and medical data from your visit will be shared with our standard partners to help improve our services and offerings and to keep the price affordable. I am further required to inform you that this visit has expended the last of your year's governmentally mandated healthcare credit. Lastly, you will be required to provide payment or proof of private insurance for any further visits for routine. Please take care to fill out all forms thoroughly and accurately.
Your medical billing makes me glad I'm synthetic. You should look for more paying journalism work before you get shot again. Well, we're free to leave. Why not head back home first, yes? I'm sure you'd like the chance to shower at least. For such a clean place, it sure seems to have left you feeling foul. You look good. If you're feeling up for it, we should go find Tomcat. They should still be waiting for us at Star... Oh, by the way, while you were showering, don't forget to talk to it and give it some love. When I try talking to it, Either way, our next move is...